The sun dipped low over the rugged cliffs of Tenerife as search teams combed the rocky trails, their voices echoing across the silence, where a teenage boy had vanished without a trace. Jay Slater, 19, had been on what was supposed to be the trip of a lifetime with friends. Now, after days of desperate searching, fear is setting in that this may be something far more sinister than a case of getting lost. Jay's close friend, Lucy McDermott, who last saw him at a music festival before his sudden disappearance, made an emotional plea today from their hotel balcony in Playa de las Americas. "We need help," she said, her voice trembling. "This isn't just a missing person anymore. Something's not right. We need the British police here now." Jay was last seen on Monday morning, walking alone near the mountainous village of Masca after leaving a holiday villa with two men he reportedly met at the festival. According to Lucy, Jay had messaged her that he was trying to walk back to the south of the island, but had no water, 1% phone battery, and no clue where he was. Then silence. For his family, the wait has been torturous. His mother, Debbie Slater, flew to Tenerife within hours of hearing the news. Clutching a photo of her son, the same grin, the same spark in his eyes, she stood before reporters today and made a mother's heartbreaking appeal. "If someone has him, please just let him go," she said through sobs. "He's just a boy. He's never been away from home like this before. He didn't deserve this." Locals say the area Jay was last known to be in is treacherous terrain. Wild, sparsely populated, and cut off from mobile signal, it's a place where even seasoned hikers can lose their way. But the search efforts, led primarily by Spanish police and volunteers, have so far turned up little more than a few discarded items that may or may not belong to the teen. Adding to the growing tension is an unsettling series of details. The two men Jay was last seen with have reportedly checked out of their accommodation and returned to the UK. Police have not confirmed whether they are considered suspects, but British authorities are said to be in contact with them. Social media has exploded with speculation, conspiracy, and theories, many unfounded, but others striking a nerve with Jay's loved ones. Posts questioning whether Jay could have been lured into danger have gone viral, prompting thousands of users to call on UK authorities to step in more directly. "This is no longer just a holiday mishap," said former Met Police investigator Chris Hobbs in a televised interview. "If there's even the smallest suspicion of foul play, especially with British nationals involved, then UK law enforcement has a duty to support the investigation on the ground." Back in the UK, Jay's hometown of Oswestwizel, Lancashire, has rallied around the family. Candlelight vigils, GoFundMe drives, and community posters pleading for information have painted the town in worry and hope. At his former school, students wore blue ribbons in a show of solidarity. Teachers described him as a lively, big-hearted young man who lit up every room. But for all the community love, it's the quiet moments that speak loudest. At Jay's childhood home, his bedroom sits untouched. His mother admitted she hasn't been able to walk inside since he went missing. "I keep thinking he's going to walk through the door and say, 'Mom, I'm back,'" she whispered. But every hour that passes, it's harder to keep hope. The Spanish Civil Guard has said it's doing everything it can, deploying drones, dogs, and helicopters. But time is not on their side. Heat, dehydration, and the elements pose real threats if Jay is still out there alone. Still, whispers of possible kidnapping have begun to dominate the conversation, not from official sources, but from mounting public anxiety. Several locals reportedly heard a car speeding away from the area early on the morning Jay vanished. Another tourist, speaking anonymously, claimed she saw a young man matching Jay's description, looking distressed at a nearby gas station, a tip authorities have yet to verify. "I don't want to jump to conclusions," said Lucy, clutching a friendship bracelet Jay gave her before the trip. "But in my gut, I just feel like he didn't walk away on his own." With each passing hour, pressure builds for British authorities to ramp up involvement. Former detectives and campaigners have pointed to similar cases, such as Madeleine McCann and other high-profile disappearances, where cross-border cooperation was critical. "The clock is ticking," said Alan Matthews, a UK-based missing persons advocate. "Every delay can cost vital clues. If there is foul play here, those responsible could be fleeing or destroying evidence right now." As night fell again over the valleys of Tenerife, searchers continued their work by torchlight. Volunteers lined the edges of ravines, peering into shadows, calling out a name that now echoed like a prayer. Jay. Jay. Meanwhile, back at the hotel, Debbie Slater sat with her hands clasped tightly around her son's phone, recovered earlier by police, its battery long dead. She stared out toward the ocean, her voice breaking once more. "If you're out there, Jay," she said softly, "we're not giving up. We'll never stop looking. Just come home. Please come home." And somewhere, in the vast unknown silence of this volcanic island, a mystery lingers. A mother waits, and the world watches, hoping that tomorrow brings not another unanswered question, but the answer everyone is praying for. Would you like a shorter version of this for social media or a follow-up piece with new developments?